Okay, hi everybody. Justin here from A Dollar Underwater. Welcome to the very first, what's it called? Track Talk episode, where I break down, kind of tell the story behind one single song at a time. So today I figured Anchor, our newest song, just came out, so I'm going to start with that one. And I'm just going to get going here. I'm not going to wait for too many people to get on here. I don't know how many are going to come on here right now, but I will post this on our Facebook and our YouTube channel, so if you want to revisit it, you can. So let's jump right into it. So Anchor is out now on everything, iTunes, YouTube Music, Spotify, all that. So you can go stream it and check it out there. Big thanks to Brian from Color Theory. He's the one in charge of the vocal synthwave Spotify playlist that put our song on that playlist. So a lot of the success of that song right now is due to you. So thank you very much for that. All right, so let's talk about Anchor. With every song, there's a different songwriting approach that happens. With this one, it started off with a very basic guitar riff. So I always start writing songs on the acoustic guitar. There's nothing that changes about that. So I just started to kind of pick around over here. I always kind of pick around the C chord area because that's just kind of where my vocal range is most comfortable. So I started just kind of playing some typical bar chords. Like this, so I thought maybe I can turn this into something, you know. And when I start thinking of a vocal melody, lyrics are the last thing that I'm thinking of. First and foremost, it's always melody. If I don't have a good, catchy melody, then I'm not going to really advance anywhere with the song. So I started messing around with those chords. And when I come up with a vocal melody, I literally will just hum like doodahs or nonsense words. So I was just kind of playing those chords and doing stuff like this. That's kind of what became the verse melody for Anchor. And first thought that came to my mind was a song about like being tied down to someone. And you know, there's those toxic relationships, friendships, or marriages, or whatever, where one person is just kind of like the burden in the relationship, and they are only with that person to have security or guidance or things like that. So I kind of based the song around that idea. And I got a question a couple of days ago when I first, when I said, hey, do you have any questions for the live stream? And one question was, what inspires you? And it's a very broad question, but the way I can answer it is this: relationships always inspire me most. That's friendships, that's relationships in family, that's relationships with people that you admire and those that you can be a mentor to. I mean, relationships of all kinds. I always go straight to what kind of relationship do I want to focus on today. So for Anchor, I thought, let's focus on toxic relationships. So then the whole ocean metaphor kind of became a thing for Anchor. And you know, I'm old school with this. I don't usually write lyrics down on my phone. I always go straight to pad and paper, or pen and paper, excuse me. So I started jotting down some lyrics. And the first lyric I wrote down, thinking of toxic relationships, was, "You're just a lighthouse I broke into." And I really liked that lyric. I don't know why lighthouse came to mind, but it did. You know, lighthouse is like it's a symbol of security and safety. It's a guiding light, literally. So in a toxic relationship, sometimes people will only be with a person because of that security, because of that safety, not because they love them deeply, but because they're just comfortable, you know, being with that person. So you're just a lighthouse I broke into. It's like, you know, I'm just forcing this relationship. This isn't, you weren't the lighthouse meant for me to guide me, you know, I broke into you, you know, kind of thing. So I really liked that lyric, and then I just kind of kept with this nautical ocean theme throughout, and that became the lyrics for Anchor. I've been on this synth kick lately. For those of you who are following our latest music, all the songs on Night Drive Songs are very synth driven, and I just, I don't know, I feel like I've kind of carved out a niche for myself with this synth stuff. It's catchy, it's fun. I'm a kid of the 80s, so why not, you know? So anyway, I came up with that guitar thing, and then I also had this piano riff laying around. Make sure you can hear that, which goes something like this. I don't really know how to play the piano correctly, so it's taken me some time. But anyway, it kind of went like this. No, see, that's not right. There we go. Basic C chord. So I liked that, and then as I started constructing the song, I always kind of start with the bass track first. So those chords I was playing on the guitar, I tried to find them on the synth, and basically it's very simple. That's the bass. And then I laid that down, which ended up sounding like this. Very straightforward. And then I just kind of started layering some stuff on top of that. I did this bass, continuing the bass riff over the foundation bass. And I really liked that. There was something just punchy about it. And when I had that little bass riff to go on top of the main bass part, I knew I had something special there. Just coming right out of the gate with that. And then I started messing around with some stuff to layer it, like these pads and these chords here. It's here. This is the stuff that with synth you need to really create that atmosphere. So I came up with those little riffs there and included those. And then I was happy with it, but I was not 100% satisfied until I came up with the heck? Where's my main riff at? I guess that's it. Nope. There it is. So then I had this on top of it. I liked that. It instantly made it catchier. So I think that's this right here. Once that got added on there, I was like, all right, this song's gonna be something cool. There's sometimes just one particular track or element that will completely change the vibe of the song, and that instantly gave the song some emotion. I mean, here, I'll take it out and listen to the song without it. Punchy, but it's not. There's nothing like snagging your emotions. Now let's bring in that riff and listen. It'll ascend. See there? It's literally like the song is getting life in that moment with that riff. And when I had that riff and I laid that riff down, I was like, we're going somewhere with this bad boy. So then I knew the song was going to be emotional. It's kind of got there's something sad about that riff. You know, if a song is going to be about toxic relationships, it's not really going to be a happy song, you know. So then the song just kind of kept building and building and building. And I started messing with the synthetic voice synth, which sounds like this. And that instantly just made me think of the ocean and just freedom, and at the same time, like being swallowed by gigantic waves, you know, just being kind of underneath the ocean, also submerged in that toxic relationship. So I had this juxtaposition of the dream voice synth with this pounding bass, and it's just like the beauty of the ocean mixed with the darkness and the just terrifying aspect of it. So I was really getting excited. Then I started writing more lyrics down and messing with the guitar again. You know, I had my verse melody. And the rule I always give myself when I'm constructing a song with melodies is the chorus has to be the biggest part up until the bridge. When you get to the bridge, then it's all just kind of chaos at that point. But the chorus melody had to go up a notch. And I liked these chords though. And with 80s pop music, it's going to be simplistic when it comes down to the basic chords. So I just decided let's just keep those chords throughout. So when I got to the chorus melody, I started humming this. That's really pretty, and again with the whole juxtaposition with kind of this pounding bass and this just beauty of the ocean, I thought it was working. So then I really started to get clever with the lyrics, or tried to, circling around that line, "You're just a lighthouse I broke into." So, anchor me down to you, I promise I won't float away again. In a toxic relationship, someone is always going to say, no, I promise that was the last time that I am going to do this, or I promise that's the last time I'm going to say this, right? And they always create this false sense of redemption, I guess. And then, you know, the cycle just repeats itself in the toxic relationship. So the "I promise I won't float away again" line, I knew I had to come back with that at the end of the song in some revealing way. So I wrote that lyric, and then I wrote super late at night. You can tell because the handwriting gets terrible here at the bottom. I wrote down, "I can never be rescued by you." Yeah, I can never be rescued by you, which turned into "I can never be saved by you." So the other lyric is, I wrote a message in a bottle, and that's a reference to the police, for those of you who know who the police are. And I kind of like this whole idea of not saying what the message in the bottle is until the very end of the song. And so it's revealed at the end that the message is, I can't be saved by you. So it's the person that's toxic realizing, I have to drown at some point alone. I have to figure this out on my own. I can no longer anchor myself down to someone. I got to figure out how to be independent and no longer ruin life for you. You are someone else's lighthouse to guide. You're not mine, right? So anyway, there's a lot of cool storytelling going on with this song that I'm really, really proud of, and it's why I think it's one of my best songs that I've done. So and it was just a great recipe of cool melody was happening, cool lyrics were happening, overall vibe and simplicity, that adds to it, and the song became what it is. Now, something I was noticing along the way, as happy as I was with this driving, typical pop sound, the two songs I had written before this had a similar structure. So I was like, I got to change it up with the chorus, or the bridge, excuse me. Remember earlier I said that the bridge can be chaos if you want it to be. Controlled chaos. Chaos is a good thing sometimes. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to throw everyone for a loop. I'm going to stop the song, and I'm going to have this beautiful piano breakdown. And that's where I remembered my piano riff that I had. I knew I wanted to use it for the song. I already played it a little bit ago, but this one. I wanted to use that, but I realized, the whole song is synth driven so far. I don't want it to be 100% synth the whole way. So I decided, let's just go straight up and make this piano on the bridge. So it's the same piano riff, but it's piano instead of synth. So I changed it to, damn it, there we go. Calm ocean waves. Right? So I figured there's that juxtaposition again, right? The beauty of the ocean mixed with the scary. The ocean's my number one fear, along with flying. So I wanted to capture the beauty and the fear of the ocean. So this is the beautiful part. And with broken down bridges like this, you really got to make sure your vocals are just freaking perfect. So I spent a lot of time, I'm isolating all the vocals right now. I spent a lot of time making sure that, I've got like 10 vocal tracks going on here. So let me just highlight them. One more. Oh, no, there's like 5 more. You can see here on the screen, kinda maybe. Yeah, there's like 12 vocal tracks. So for the bridge, it's just piano and vocals. Let's listen to just the vocals for a second. Anchor me down to you. I promise I won't float away again. I won't float away. I love the storytelling aspect of this right here. So I was messing with the pitch for the voice, this part right here. I won't float away again. I won't float right here. Where I made my voice kind of darker. Remember I said earlier I wanted to come back in the end to reveal something big thematically. the voice going lower right there is kind of an indicator of that lack of trust you should have with someone that's in a toxic relationship. And I do it again right here. Right? That beauty and that fear. Then, probably my favorite part of the whole song, and it's very easy to miss, these promise repetitions. There. If you listen to that very last one, I do the pitch change again. Listen to the very last I promise. Regular. It gets really dark right there. So it's kind of going back to that mistrust that you can have with someone. And it's on the line, I promise, saying, yeah, you promise, but how many times have you promised in the past? You're just going to do it again, right? And that's that lack of trust is coming through with the pitch change, with the last I promise there. And then we come back in heavy. And this idea right here was from my buddy Evan. He wanted to have another layer of vocals right here. So I came up with the line, what is it? If you're gonna rescue me tonight, I cannot be saved by you. That was the line I recorded, and then Evan wanted something to go over that, which is the let me drown without you line that you hear right here. Let me give you what you felt like. Give you what you felt like. Drown without you. That was Evan's idea, and I'm really happy he came up with that. It really filled up that part of the song. So thank you, Evan, for that. And then let's just listen to the piano by itself. There's 3 piano tracks, kind of one mid, low, and high. And I got some strings in there as well. And it's such a stark contrast from the synth-driven part of the first half of the song. Sorry, the Logic's kind of buffering there. But, and then of course I bring it all back once the piano's done. We all come back into the synth, the piano's going too, and it's just the full, everything's there. So that reveal comes at literally the last line of the song where we find out what is written in that message. I cannot be saved by you. This person has been relying and dependent on this person for so long, and then finally realizing, you know what? You can't save me anymore. I got to drown on my own and figure this out. So, and then the ending of the song, I was just going to have it fade out with the driving chorus, but I realized, no, we got to have something more lonesome. So I came back to the piano to just finish it. And of course, to add some ambience, where is it? Yeah. Got some motion sounds. So, fits. There you go. And then the song kind of fades out like that. So, there we go. That's kind of the construction of Anchor. And like I promised, I would play an acoustic version. So every time we do this, I'll talk about the song and the story of constructing that song, and then I'll play a stripped down acoustic version. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure this is good. Oop. All right, let's angle this a little bit more here. Okay. All right. And the tricky part about a song you just released is Can You Remember the Lyrics? That's the game we're going to play right now. Make sure I don't hit this. All right, so thank you for checking out the first track talk. Like I said, I'm going to post this on our Facebook and YouTube so you can check it out later. All right, this is the acoustic version of Anchor. Here we go.
At sea without you. You're just a lighthouse I've broken into. Anchor me down to you. I promise I won't float away again. I wrote a message in a bottle. Anchor me down. If only you see me underneath this ocean, deep blue, I see you swimming away alone. I'm lost at sea without you. You're just a lighthouse I've broken into. Anchor me down to you. I promise I won't float away again. I wrote a message in a bottle. Anchor me down to you. I promise I won't float away again. I wrote a message in a bottle to only be seen by you. Anchor me down to you. I promise I won't float away again. I wrote a message in a bottle. And if you're gonna rescue me tonight, if you're gonna rescue me tonight, if you're gonna rescue me tonight, let me drown without you, drown without you, drown without you, drown without you. Anchor me down to you. I promise I won't float away again. I wrote a message in a bottle. Anchor me down to you. I promise I won't float away again. I wrote a message in a bottle to only be seen by. If you're gonna rescue me tonight, if you're gonna rescue me tonight, if you're gonna rescue me tonight, if you're gonna rescue me, I cannot be saved by you.
All right, there we have it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. That was fun. All right, see you later.